ژاپن رفتن. فلان دستگاهی که بیش از 1000 میلیارد داره در سال بودجه داره میگیره، وظیفه داشت که ژاپنی ها رو مسلمان کنه. در طول 6 سال یه نفر رو مسلمان کرده بود. بعد فهمیدم اونم ژاپنی نیست. یه کارگر میدونم بوتانی کجاییه.
So what is happening in Japan? Well, in a lot of ways, they're giving Islam a taste of its own medicine. Because if you know anything about the places that Islam has colonized and the people they suppress, dhimmis, no church, no synagogue was allowed to be taller than any mosque. Well, Japan has made a law that says that mosques can't be above a certain height so that they tower above everything else. No blaring your call to prayer 5 times a day on loudspeakers. In China, they actually consider Islam to be a kind of mental defect, a disease that should be cured, bearing in mind that China has a policy of not having any religion. In fact, in China, even those filmmakers and things like that who want to do ghost stories get in trouble with the government because they're going to be introducing superstition into the Chinese culture. Why isn't Japan, China, breaking the way, say, Indonesia did or other countries did? Well, it's going to go back to something that in a lot of ways white people have said over and over again. It's a bad thing. Racial purity. See, Japan is, I think it's 90% Japanese. So according to all of you who are supporting Hamas, Japan is an apartheid. There are several countries that would qualify as apartheids by the standards you want to use against Jews, bearing in mind that Israel doesn't qualify for any of them. That process of saying we want... White people love to say it's a bad thing. However, 90% of white people who are Christian who will say it's a bad thing will eventually come back to the, yes, but there's also the bird theory. Robins nest with robins, grackles nest with grackles, blah, blah, blah. Or the old thing, a fish and a bird can fall in love, but where would they live? So while white society has said this is a bad thing you're doing, you're saying that your race is superior and that you can only breed with your own. And yet, the suppression of every other color by white people who have never actually been a numerical majority. But the colonization process made it so that white people put themselves in power every place where they went. So it didn't matter that they were a minority. They were the ones with the power. Japan's not going to have it. China's not going to have it. And Western societies, which in their desperate urge to be democratic and et cetera, inclusive, oh, we're a cultural melting pot. Canada can kind of say that. The United States can't. Because the United States specifically has in their citizenship thing saying you are now abandoning every other country. Whereas Canada says, no. We appreciate the fact that you are bringing your culture to us. And if you pay attention, you can see how that has started to explode in Canada's face because Islamic colonization. So my basic response to this is the Western societies could afford to learn something from Japan and China in this case. Tolerance is one thing. Demanding halal meat in every public school because there are now coming to a majority number of Muslims is not tolerance. If you're going to have that sort of thing, then have Muslims have their own schools the way Catholics do, the way Jews do, although Jews are having their rights to have those schools stripped away all across North America in the oh-so-tolerant Western society.